It's Thomas here on behalf of Indestructible Productions once again, and we have a very special treat. This is a relic from beyond this YouTube channel. This is the first one of the very first forays into working on guitars. I refinished this random guitar like 12 years ago. I probably have the video somewhere here rolling right now. Okay, let's go back 12 years ago. This guitar had been lying in the back of a garage for, I guess, years, just gathering dust and in really horrible condition. And my sister asked for me to kind of do it up and then gift it to my nephew. 12 years later, I am going to completely revamp this, or we'll see what we do with this, but we're gonna do some work on this to get it into a great playing order for my niece and my goddaughter. So I really look forward to digging in deeper, but this brings back memories. Back when I did stuff on my bedroom floor and did finishing in my parents' backyard. There's so many things about this that look so shoddy, but I'm gonna run you through everything, give you close-ups and stuff like that. But wow, we're gonna make this guitar into a completely new beast. So way back when the name was Indestructible, or Struck Table, as it says here, which is completely, not grammatically correct. This part always been chipped off. That's not something I did. The nut looks horrendous, but I believe that was there already. I believe that this guitar was, at least the body of it, was made by hand. You can tell also from, the shape of it, which, oddly enough, I kind of like the shape. It's actually very hoppus-y. This carve is in a very interesting place, and it cuts into this, so we might have to have a look at that. But you can tell. Let's see if I can capture it here. Like, see here? That's one block of wood. There's another, there's another, there's another, another. It's basically a complete laminate body. And yeah, what I had done with this used to be a blue color, but I refinished it with spray paints in my parents' backyard and some miniature paints. Pickguard is also painted. And this is called Rocky, even though that's not supposed to be a Y. That's just supposed to be like a, design thing, and it's supposed to say rock. I know, right? Right, so as you can see, this is all fairly rusted up, gummed up, and I don't even know what's underneath there. This all looks pretty crummy and gross. So this is the first guitar that I did electronics on, and I couldn't get it to work, or wiring. I could not get it to work, and I took it to a local guitar shop. They took it in, they did the electronics, and when I went to pick it up, they were like, yeah, the electronics were completely messed up and made absolutely no sense. Oops, I didn't know what I was doing back then. So I look forward to seeing what is underneath. I do need to switch out these rusted parts, so I want something. Oh, that's not great. So everything that's rusted, I don't think I'm gonna try and restore. I do have spares, so I'll switch those out. See how things look. I did nothing to the neck back then because I didn't know what to do. So the frets probably need a good bit of work. Fretboard's dirty, but so is the whole lot. The nut needs a lot of work. I mean, oddly enough, the nut itself doesn't look too bad, but it's not shaped or anything like that. There's the string tree that got broken in, so that's something I need to fix. And now you can also see the clear coat just kind of looks not great. So probably gonna put new clears on this. The only thing that was basically says like, can you fix it up and make sure that it's still green. So we're gonna keep the green color scheme. Remains to be seen if I do anything to this paint job or whether I just kind of touch it up a little bit and then put new clears on it to get it to get it flat, because now it is not. It's not that great. And there's stuff on it. But hey, let's start taking a deep dive and start taking this apart. Of course, it doesn't really matter because we're going to be taking it apart anyway, but let us check the neck. Oddly enough, this guitar hasn't really been touched like for a very long time, and it has the perfect amount of relief. Do need to see if there's any sort of twist to it, but by the looks of it, it's actually pretty good. I wonder what the frets are like, whether they need work. So let's check the fret rocker. I mean, this guitar hasn't really been played. Yeah. There are some high frets here and there, so we will do a little bit of a fret job. I can also tell the string spacing isn't really great, so we will have to take a closer look at the nut when we get to that part. And before we take anything apart, we should actually just listen to what this sounds like. So let's plug her in. That's not promising. All right, well, doesn't make noise. So yeah, let's start pulling it apart. First things first, I believe, just getting out all the proper tools. And so first off, let's start with the back cavity here. Pretty much like 90% of these screws are completely stripped. That's something that we're gonna fix. Now, fun fact, niece wants this guitar done up nice because she wants to learn how to play some Metallica songs. So, good place to start. I'm really curious to know what kind of wood this is because, you know, there's many pieces of it. It's very heavy, but I believe it could be birch. I really need to sand this down. So I'm thinking a refinish could be in order here. Definitely gonna get rid of all of this aluminum tape all over the place. These screws do work, and it's very clear that I've painted this without taking anything off. Springs are pretty rusty, so I'll get new springs for this. The thing that makes this a little bit difficult, though, tuning-wise, is while I do like the fact that tuners are positioned in this way, looks-wise, these tuners look pretty cool because they're in this sort of position, but it's so hard to tune because there's not that much space in between. So I might have to turn them so that they're perpendicular to the headstock, which means redrilling the holes in the back, but that's just going to be fine. We can fill those up. Let's piss off a lot of people here. Yes, I'm making Instagram reels while I'm doing this, because why not? Oh, I didn't have an A string. All right. The neck is probably pre-made, but also needs some tending. It's not in as bad a nick as the rest of the guitar, though, so, you know, there's that. But the tuners, yeah, they're actually in pretty good nick. Don't really need to do anything to them, surprisingly enough. But man, I half want to keep the front of the headstock and the misspelt indie structural productions on there, but I think I'm gonna do away with that. I might even match the green on the front of the headstock. We'll see. But there's an idea at least. Is that stuck down? There. Man, this is like really gross. The one thing I'm thinking that I'm really hoping that the pickups actually function. It's going to be interesting to see. If they do, then great. If they don't, then we'll have to replace those. So rusty that it hurts. This looks like this has been outside, or I think it's been in a shed or something. Oh man, I'm really not looking forward to seeing what I'll find under the pick guard here. I am also going to do away with all of the aluminum tape, replace that with shielding paint. I am going to do away with most of these screws because they look horrendous. Switch those out as well. Black pick guard might get a new load of paint on it, or switched with an actual black pick guard. I haven't made up my mind yet. We'll find out. It's not horrible. It's fine. Just needs a little bit of extra TLC. Right. Mono truth. Here we go. Right. So wiring ain't great. We do have some CTS pots though, so that's nice, but these aren't wired. What the hell? They're not wired up. I took this to the shop and they said that they fixed the wiring, but they haven't done jack. Seriously, and this is horrible. What the hell? Like, see, what? Okay, I'm kind of mad. Okay, so this is the bridge ground, that's for sure. This is horrible. Why haven't they done... Okay, so again, I did the wiring, not great, but then I took it to a guitar shop and they did the wiring, but look, these two pots aren't connected to anything. And look at that. What the hell is that? That's just a lump of solder. Oh man, that pisses me off. Even after all these years, that pisses me off. Because this is very heavy, we're gonna probably get rid of that. Might as well just trim that down as well and make it a bit lighter in that way. Also, this wire is way long enough. Why is there an extension? It's been... Why? And this is just... This is a royal nightmare. This is. No idea what's going on here. This required an extension. But why this? A lot of this guitar just doesn't make sense. The switch and the pots, those are definitely new, because I remember getting those. Just that I didn't know what I was doing, so I couldn't install them myself. Well, I did install them myself, but I didn't do a good enough job wiring. But the CTS pots, they're fine. These don't have washers, so I'll need to add those when I put these back in. I don't think teenage me really understood washers all that well. So far, this is turning out to be quite a bit of work, but I very much welcome it because it's sort of, it's taking me back to when I was doing this the first time around, not knowing what I was doing. It's going to be interesting to see 12 years later actually having a clue. Oh, I've just put electrical tape around this because it didn't have anything. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, these need cleaning. Maybe this will give us some clue as to what the wood is if we see it through the neck pocket. Let's have a look here. No clue, really. So yeah, a little bit of work on the neck, for sure. And this we're gonna cut down to about there because we don't need that. Neck pocket in general is not horrible, not great, but I mean, well, okay, it didn't stick that well. One thing I forgot to check, which we will do now, is that, yeah, the bridge looks to be in the right place. That's always a bonus, which means that we can actually intonate this, and it actually is a 25.5-inch scale, so it is pretty much just a Fender copy by whoever made this. Right, let's remove the aluminum tape. There you can see the original blue color that this used to be. What kind of wood are you? Yeah, looks like it's birch. Looks like it is a birch body. I really try and make this a bit lighter because right now it is fairly heavy. cumbersome and not that fun to play. Right. Cool. Let's remove the strap buttons and then be done with it for now. We're gonna make this a great guitar yet. Still a hell of a way to go, but it's gonna be good, for sure. I do really dig the shape though. The shape is nice. So I believe that that is part 1 done. Disassembly.